Why I never got it, I'll never know.
Wow.
And this guy had a piece of shrapnel that big sticking out of his back.
Wow.
So I thought, God, he's going to die, but he didn't. He was from Michigan. So I saw him a couple times and we talked. Yeah. He was alive and I was so happy to see him.
So shrapnel from an explosion hit both of them?
No, from a shells.
Oh, shells. Okay.
So yeah, they were firing those cannons at
Oh,
us.
they come right.
Yeah, you could hear them coming.
Wow.
And Dad, didn't you say that
You know, and the sad part of this whole thing was when we walked away, they didn't take the bodies away. So they shipped, the next day we had to go in that area. So here's those two laying there. I didn't know they had died. That's when I found out they were dead. And I saw them laying there. It just broke my heart to think of, I got away and they didn't. And that was, they should have never left those bodies there, you know. They should have taken them out of there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But me and the corporal was with me. We got down on our knees and we were crying.
Right.
We just stood there and cried. Well, we just gushed.
Sure.
To see something like that, you know. We were with these guys for well over a year, and you're sleeping in the same place, you're eating in the same place. So you get used to these guys. And then to see them laying dead there, yeah.
Didn't you say also at the beginning that you held the ammunition to go into the machine
I
gun?
had a BAR. I was I was assistant. What I did was have extra ammunition for him, and I had a M1 rifle. But when he got a shrapnel in the arm, he couldn't fire it anymore. So that was up to me to take it over. So I took it over, and but then I got hit.
You were blown up 6 feet in the air.
Yes, 6, 7 feet. Yeah. That shell just took me up. But it saved my life too, because I would have been facing the shell that would have come right into my head and killed me. Instead, it twisted me around, and it got me in the leg.
Right.
So I was lucky that time too.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you feel that you got something else you want to add? Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. You want to say something else?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just thinking that we covered it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you were in wartime. You were in wartime. How did this wartime experience affect your life?
Oh, I felt pretty bad, because then they put me in the medics, and I used to see these guys come in, but that didn't spoil me doing the job. I did my job, give shots and everything. And those guys were fooling around with all those women. There was a lot of them come in for shots, believe me.
Do you remember?
They were a little busy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you have? It's called post-traumatic stress. Do you, like, even today, have thoughts?
Yes.
Daily or monthly
I
about
can
what
still
happened?
see it. I get a
Emotional.
funny feeling every once in a while. I can just see, those dead poor guys laying there, and the blood and the mess. But we had to win the war, and there was no doubt about it.
Right.
I have no gripes about that. I did my part, And that's what I hoped for, that I could
Yeah.
fight in that war.
Yeah. This is. Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to help, I didn't want to.
Yeah, that was your generation. Yeah, so we were attacked, and we needed
And
we
it
needed
had
all
to be-
hands on board. Yeah, we
Yeah,
needed all hands on
Germans
board.
had to be wiped out.
Sure, yeah, that was part.
I still wonder about Hitler, though. I still wonder if Hitler
Right.
was moved out and he was alive, and they didn't bury him where they said he buried.
Right.
I still have that funny feeling about it,
Sure. I hear
that
you.
they let him go.
Right.
But you know, the guy, the doctor that was in the camps, and he was slaughtering these people.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They sent him to one of the countries, and he was free.
Argentina.
He was, yeah.
I think it's in
It
Argentina.
was probably Argentina, and he was free. In fact, they saw him. They said some planes went over, and they looked down, and there he was. He was in the country.
Right. Now, just one other question.
Yeah.
You were a young man when you went in. You know, when you
Oh,
went in,
yeah.
so you were young. Did you get any life lessons from the military as a young man that carried on to your adulthood, to as far as your work life and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah. Well, I felt I should love all people. I felt, you know, I felt at home with people. You know, when I thought of what's happening, and I wanted that. I liked that. I still like it because when I go down and play bingo over with the gang in Oak Park, see, I helped out there for since '82. And I helped them with everything, you know, in there. I never took a penny. I loved that. I loved helping, and I did it. And from '82 until a couple years, what happened was I used to put up the meals also for people that were at home that couldn't get out, you know, and then they would deliver them.
Okay.
So I did that for about 10, 15 years.
Okay. When did you retire?
I retired
Yeah. When did you retire?
when I was. I've got it on my
That's okay. That's okay. All right.
on my papers that I got when I went on.
Okay. No problem.
In the 60s, I think.
Okay. So you've been retired for quite a while then.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, I retired from A&P, and I was a union steward too.
Okay.
For the Teamsters.
For 7 years.
Okay.
And they, incidentally, they called me a dirty Jew. They hated me
Oh.
because I was a union steward and I was tough. I didn't fool. But the safety of the boys were more important to me.
Sure.
One guy fell off of up there was a platform and fell off and hurt himself.
Right.
And that place was a mess. And we were handling crates with metal wires around them. And our hands were getting all beat up.
Wow.
So I kept putting in papers that I wanted some gloves. So one day I walk in and I'm looking, I see a pile of gloves. And you know, they called me a dirty Jew.
Oh.
The boss told me. He came down, he said, you know, they called you a dirty Jew because you were pestering them for safety. I said, that's my first thing.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, in the other warehouse I went to, there was a man that got his head cut right off.
Wow.
And they went over that metal platform and then go into the truck. What happened, the truck moved. The thing came up and cut his head off.
Wow.
See, things like that.
Mhm.